Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss national income part B and C book back exercise one by one. Let's go. So let's start. Define national income. So define in ketale it is given by some author. So let's see, this definition is given by Alfred Marshall. So Alfred Marshall enna solrarna, the labor and capital of a country. In the definition நீங்கள் by heart பண்ணிக்கோங்க. Let me teach you. The term net refers to deduction from gross total produce in respect of depreciation and wearing out of the plant and equipment plus addition to of net income from abroad. ஸோ இது என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் க்ராஸ்லேருந்து நெட்டு டிடக்ட் பண்ணிவிட்டு ப்ளஸ் நெட் ஃபேக்டர் இன்கம் ஃப்ரம் அப்ராடை கேல்குலேட் பண்ணுறதுனால தான் நேஷ்னல் இன்கம் வந்து கேல்குலேட் பண்ண முடியும். This can be constructed as national dividend as a flow of goods and services, but it is not a fund. In Marshall's words, the national dividend is at once the aggregate net product of and the sole source of the payment of all agents of production within the country. Thus, what is produced in an economy is distributed among the various factors of production. So this is given by the words of Marshall. So kindly by heart these terms. These definition is very important as it carries for 2 marks. Okay. Let's learn the second question. Write the formula for calculating GNP. So GNP oda formula என்னன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So full form of GNP என்னது? Gross National Product. So gross national product at market price means the gross value of final goods and services produced annually in a country plus net factor income from abroad. So it is included C na another conception, I na investment, G is government, X minus M is net export plus R minus P is the net income earned from domestic resident. Okay. So this is calculated. GNP na gross national, அந்த டேர்ம்லேயே இருக்குது national product. So within the country, ஒரு countryல ஃபுல்லாக ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய goods and services within a country over a period of time plus net factor income from abroad is calculated to find another GNP. Okay. Let's discuss 23rd question. Difference between NNP and NDP. NNP na it is net national product. அந்த net இந்த terms வரும்போதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் depreciation மட்டும் ஞாபகத்தில் வச்சுக்கோங்க. So net national product is obtained from GNP as NNP and GNP தான் NNPன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஸோ NNPயோட ஃபார்முலா என்னென்னா GNP மைனஸ் depreciation. Same way NDP is net domestic product. Domestic na within the territorial boundaries of our country which is obtained from GDP. So GDP na NDP தான், right? So NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. Now 24th question is trace the relationship between GNP and NNP. So GNP ku NNP ku என்ன difference பார்க்கலாம். GNP na it is all goods and services produced by the normal resident of a country within the domestic territory as well as outside the country. அப்போ all the goods and services produce ஆச்சுன்னா that is called as gross national product. Gross na whole amount. Okay வா, right. What is NP? NNP means it is a value and the produce on a goods oda value of all final goods and services produced by the non-resident of a country both within the domestic territory as well as the outside the country. Okay. GNP la it is included. What is included? Depreciation is included and it is gross national product. Net in வரும்போது depreciation minus பண்ணணும். So it is excluded. it excludes depreciation. Next question is, what do you mean by personal income? Personal income na personal income is the total income received by individual of a country from all source of payment before payment of direct taxes in a year, right? So personal income na over individual oda income, right? So personal income எப்படி சொல்லுவோம்னா before paying the direct tax, before tax pay பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி வரக்கூடிய income தான் we call it as personal income. All right, okay. What is the next question? Define GDP deflator. So GDP is the total market value of final goods and services. So GDP is the gross is the whole, the total value of final goods and services produced within a country during a year. This is calculated as GDP at market price in சொல்றாங்க. So GDP by expenditure method at market price is equal to C another consumption plus investment plus government plus X minus M another, it is a net export. It can be both positive and negative. Okay. Next question, why is self-conception difficult in measuring national income? எதனால it is difficult? The problem of self-conception na நம்மளோட personal conception தான் self-conception சொல்லுவோம், is whether that the part of the product which is retained for self-conception can be included in national income or not. இங்க பாருங்க, see, farmers keep a large portion of food and other goods are produced on their farm for self-consumption. The problem is whether the part of produce which is not sold, he keeps it for his personal consumption, okay, which is not sold in the market, can be included in the national income or not. It is a big question to him. So self-consumption ku வைக்கிற products national income la வருமா வராதான்றது ஒரு கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருந்துட்டே இருக்கும். So it is a greater difficult in calculating national income. Next is part C, 3 marks questions. Write a note on per capita income. Per capita income, the term per capita income na per individual income, right? So how it is calculated? The average income of a person of a country in a particular year is called to be per capita income. See, the average income of a person, or a person oda average income in which is calculated, or a particular year which is calculated, is called to be per capita income. So it is obtained by dividing national income by population. So per capita income எப்படி calculate பண்றாங்க? National income divided by population. As a whole, per capita income is a measure of the amount of money earned per person in a nation or a geographical region is called to be per capita income. Next question is, differentiate between personal income and disposable income. Very simple question. So personal income is the total income received by whom? By an individual of a country from all sources before payment of direct taxes in a year. So tax pay பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி உள்ள total amount of income is called to be personal income, whereas disposable income is the individual's income after the payment of income tax. Okay, after the tax payment, it is called to be disposable income. This is the amount available for the household for consumption. So disposable income oda formula enadhu? Personal income minus direct tax. Next question is, explain briefly NNP at factor cost. So NNP na net national product, which refers to the value of net output of an economy during the year. net national product is obtained by deducting the value of depreciation or replacement allowance of the capital assets from the GNP. It is expressed as NNP is equal to GNP minus depreciation allowance. See, ரெண்டு விதமாக காஸ்ட் இருக்குது. One it is called as market cost and the other one is factor cost. So NNP are factor cost. Factor cost now, it is the cost that the different factors of production get. The cost which is got from different factors of production. And market cost now, the cost that the consumer pay for the product in the market. So that is called to be market cost. Alright, so here they have asked factor cost. Factor cost na GNP minus depreciation. As I told you la, NNP na GNP minus depreciation. Next question is, give a short note on expenditure method. So what is expenditure method? Expenses. Okay, in the expenditure method, the total expenditure, that is expenses incurred by the society in a particular year, is added together. Okay, so all the expenses are added together. So how will you calculate expenditure method? GNP is equal to C is private consumption, I is private investment expenditure, plus G is government expenditure plus X minus M is net export. So all the expenditures are calculated together to get the expenditure method. Next question is, write briefly about national income and welfare. So we have to learn what is national income, how it is related with the welfare. National income is considered as an indicator of economic well-being of a country. Or national income which the entire economy is analyzed, whether it is developed economy or underdeveloped economy. Okay, so the economic progress of a country is measured in terms of GDP per capita and their annual growth rate. Okay, so how it is calculated? It is calculated with the help of GDP per capita. So growth per capita, development per capita, rural per capita, individual per capita. So every per capita income is calculated to analyze the growth and development of a country, right? So a country with higher per capita income is supposed to enjoy greater economic welfare with higher standard of living. So ஒரு countryல high per capita income இருந்துச்சுன்னா that country can be a developed economy. அப்போ developed economy na the standard of living also will be higher. So higher GDP, higher per capita income will give higher economic welfare with a higher standard of living. But the rise in GDP need not always promote economic welfare. Economic welfare ku GDP mattum kaaranam irukka vena. There are several reasons, but this also is one among the reason. Next question is, what is the solution to the problem of double counting? Double counting problem ku enna solution இருக்குது in estimation of national income? So let's discuss. The value obtained in actually the GNP at market price, care must be taken to avoid double counting. First, double counting na enna na solren. So double counting is like any commodity which is either raw material or intermediate goods for the final production should not be included. Ipo for example, the value of cotton enters the value of yarn as cost. So first வந்து காட்டன் மட்டும் நம்ம கையில் இருந்துச்சுன்னா we cannot make use of it. அது வந்து என்ன ஆகுது, யானை மாற்றினா தான் it is calculated again as cost. And the value of yarn in cloth and that of cloth in garment. So a step by step procedure. ஒரு காட்டன்லேருந்து yarnலேருந்து கிளாத்லேருந்து கார்மெண்ட். ஸோ ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டேஜஸ் ஆஃப் ப்ரொடக்ஷனுக்கும் நம்மளுக்கு என்ன நடக்குது, கவுண்டிங் நடந்துகிட்டே இருக்குது. ஸோ இது ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் நடக்கும்போது டபுள் கவுண்டிங் எக்ஸிஸ்ட். ஓகே, ஒரே ப்ராடக்டை வந்து அதோட ரா மெட்டீரியல்ஸ்க்கும் ஆடட் ஆகுது, ஃபினிஷ் ப்ராடக்ட்டுக்கும் ஆட் ஆகுது. ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்ட் as டபுள் கவுண்டிங். ஸோ திஸ் கேர் மஸ்ட் பி taken to avoid the double counting. The value of final goods is derived by the summation of all the values added in the productive process. So summation of all the values like cost of cotton, cost of yarn, cost of cloth, over factors of production has to be added in the productive process. So to avoid double counting, either the value of final goods should be taken into the estimates of GNP and the sum of values should be added should be taken. Double counting is to be avoided under value added method. So double counting enga avoid pannuna, value added method. What is value added method? Value added method is product method la it has been excluded. ஏன்னா அது வந்து it is based in agriculture இல்லையா. ஸோ agriculture, industry, trade and commerce அங்கெல்லாம் தான் value added method is utilized. So there it has to be excluded. Any commodity which is either raw material or intermediate good for the final product should be excluded. So raw material or intermediate goods also should not be included. அது raw material இருக்கும்போது நம்ம add பண்ணவே கூடாது. For example, the cotton enters to the yarn as cost and the value of yarn in cloth and the cloth in garment. So at every stages value added should be calculated. Okay, only when it is final goods ஆ மாறும்போது தான் it has to be calculated under national income. ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டேஜுக்கும் when it is being calculated that it exists a problem of double counting. The next question is list out the uses of national income. So what are the uses? So this is one of the biggest answer in 3 marks, but you have to understand it and it is very easy to write also. Okay, the following are the some of the concepts. You have to write all the concepts which are included to calculate national income. So first one is GDP is the total value of final goods and services produced within the country during a year. So GDP is another total market value, gross value of final goods and services. All right, so this we have already discussed. This is calculated at a market price and it is also known as GDP at market price. I told you what is the difference between market price and factor price. Okay, so this GDP by expenditure method at market price is equal to consumption plus investment goods plus government purchase plus x minus m is net export, which can be positive or negative. Next one is NNP, net national product at market price. So market price another net national product refers to the value of net output of an economy during an year. So during a particular year the net value of net output and the value calculate பண்றது தான் we call it as net national product. Okay, NNP எப்படி? NNP is obtained by deducting the value of depreciation. So previous நம்ம பார்த்தோம் NNP at market price. It is calculated by deducting the value of depreciation or replacement or allowance of the capital assets from the GNP. So NNP எப்படி calculate பண்ணுவோம்? GNP minus depreciation allowance. So NNP at factor cost. Already na market price ku factor cost ku explain பண்ணியிருக்கேன். Factor cost na the cost which is incurred in the factors of production. Right? NNP refers to the market value of output. NNP at factor cost is the total income paid for the factors of production. So all factors of production ko when we pay it becomes net national product at factor cost. Next one is personal income. What is personal income? Personal income is before payment of taxes. So income received before payment of taxes. See, personal income is the total income received by the individual of a country from all sources before payment of direct taxes in a year, before payment. Alright, so that is called as personal income. What is per capita income? Per capita income is the income of a person of a country in a particular year is called as per capita income. So per individual income obtained in a year is called as per capita income. So it is obtained by dividing national income divided by population. The next one is disposable income. What is disposable income? Disposable income is also known as disposable personal income. Already we have discussed personal income, isn't it? So disposable personal income na, it is the individual's income after the payment of income tax. So that is called as disposable personal income. Okay, this is the amount available for the household for consumption. So that is called to be disposable income. Okay, so personal income na, இப்போ ஒரு பர்சன் வந்து 10,000 rupees இன்கம் வாங்குறாங்க. ஸோ he has to pay ஒரு percentage of amount as taxன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. For example, he is paying 1,000 rupees as tax na, that is called as disposable income. So before payment of tax amount எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? வெறும் 10,000 தான் இருக்கும். 10,000ல அவன் வந்து டேக்ஸ் பே பண்ணுறதில்ல. ஸோ வித்தவுட் பேயிங் டேக்ஸ்னா தட் இஸ் கால்ட் டு பி பர்சனல் இன்கம். ஆஃப்டர் பேமெண்ட் ஆஃப் டேக்ஸ்னா -1,000னா 9,000. ஸோ தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் டிஸ்போசபிள் இன்கம். ஆல்ரைட், நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் இஸ் ரியல் இன்கம். Real income, it is also called as nominal income. So nominal income is a national income expressed in terms of general price level of a particular year of a particular year. In other words, real income is a buying power of nominal income. So real income na, it is also called as nominal income. Okay, so real income is a buying power of nominal income in terms of general price level. All right, next one is GDP deflator. What are the GDP deflator? GDP deflator is an index of price changes of goods and services included in GDP. So it is a price value index which is calculated by obtaining the nominal GDP in a given year by the real GDP of the same year and multiplying it with 100. Okay, see, GDP deflator is equal to nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100. That is called to be GDP deflator. So it is an index of price changes of goods and services which is included in GDP. All right.